Well, here we are back in on Disco Elysium, and we're just starting off day 2. Just open up that can there. You can't do that though, Harry, if that is your real name.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that? I just had the most beautiful dream. Uplifting, rejuvenating. Is that how it's going to be now when I close my eyes? Let's try and play it off.
Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
Oh, what the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
No, that's not it. Really, I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
Oh, so I've got no drugs no more.
Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Wait, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago. With me. To wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die.
My goodness, what a terrible vow to make.
Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
That is true. I need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life.
Of course. Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around. Follow your nose. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different.
Oh, we've heard that all before, haven't we? I don't think it will. This time it would be even worse. She's long gone. But yeah, I think Kuno mentioned his dad had some speed, so we can do that. What's this on the floor here? More bottles? Hey. Not bad. Any more bottles around here? Yes, there. And there. I don't know why we can't go for this one. If only my perception was higher, I could see all this stuff. I might have to spend some points in perception. Well, anyway, we've got a big old day ahead of us.
The bed is still cold.
What have we got in here? I guess not. Find speed and sniff it. Split a kilo with Kuno. Was that? Yeah, speed from Kuno's apartment. Map. Have we got some white checks that we can be doing? Did anything crazy happen? This mirror, maybe? No, it's just because I clicked on it. There is nothing that we can do until we put some points into our speed checks. Anyway, or our skill checks, I should say. Let's get out there to the great wide yonder. Are you in there? Or are you already down the stairs? Oh my! There's people in the mess hall. And it looks like our good friend would like to talk with us. Well, let's... Oh, he's coming right at it. Good morning, Kim.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers union. The belt used for hanging him. The circumstances in Martinez. My preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them. And it won't be easy.
What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Matt and Jeff. Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
A rough night's sleep for you as well,
One
Kim.
more thread less to worry about. And one big problem to replace it.
Yeah, so many of them. Maybe we should call in reinforcements. I don't think we should.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
No.
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
Oh, I'm gonna get these guys.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
I like that, Kim. That's a good idea,
They're
actually.
in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
I'm gonna go say hi to Gart.
Can I help you?
No.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway.
She turns
I'm
back
glad
to
to see you again, dear.
She turns back to you with a weary smile.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Howdy, Lena. What's kicking? Good day, ma'am. Everything all right? Sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation. Tell me how I might make it up to you. Yeah, let's be upbeat. What's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Is this pertinent to the case that this phone line isn't working?
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Who's Gary? But yeah, I want to dig into this. What's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why did you need to use the phone anyway? We'll be coming back, Garth. Don't you worry.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
I hope they're not dead.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Yeah, well, you know, this sounds more of a side thing. I need to take care of my main thing. Nope, not worried about that. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
You have more important things to worry about.
Not at all. What is this expedition?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Yeah, okay. Just checking. I wouldn't trust any Gary. The waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
Wouldn't you know, it's blocked by a big butter billboard. It fell right into the water.
Oh, sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be looking forward to another sleepless night. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
There we go. Problem solved.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Cryptozoological?
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
It sure is. Well, if I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
Okay, this is what I really wanted to know. What is cryptozoology, and in turn a cryptozoologist?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Jesus, Kim. Come on now.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
I think he undermined it maybe again by calling it a hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Tell me more about Morel, Luke's character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
Well, that's a nice story to compound all the terrible stories we've had in between here. I think that's all the information I need.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about it.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Oh, yeah.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
And what makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
So it's dangerous.
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Yeah, that's true. Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
I think Kim might be right on this one, to be honest. What's so special about this stick bug thing, then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
I'm sure we'll find him. About your pin. Let's give it back to her.
I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket.
I decided not to pawn it. You should have it back.
Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am glad to see it again.
You're welcome, Lena.
Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events.
Hey.
Now, what else, sweetie?
Let's have a go some of these stories.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, there we go. Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Cryptid extravaganza? I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you. Ooh, tough choice there.
What's the biggest cryptid? What's the tiniest cryptid? What's the most dangerous cryptid? Are there any invisible cryptids? I'm thinking biggest. I want to see something that's really big and has been hiding in plain sight, or dangerous. Something that would attack you. Let's try. I mean, this the one we're looking for sounds invisible and tiniest, you know that. It's not invisible to the human eye, but it definitely exists. Biggest. Dangerous. Dangerous then.
The gnome of Jeroma.
The gnome of Jeroma? That sounds terrifying.
Oh, yes. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue.
What did this cryptid look like?
It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and a gangly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it.
Oh my goodness.
It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
My goodness.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Oh, Kim. Always the killjoy, eh?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
She says mostly to herself. Alright, well. We've disappointed Kim enough. So we'll get on to something else.
Of course, dear.
That's all for now, ma'am. Maybe we'll come back later when we don't have old Killjoy here. Let's ask this guy about the phone.
Can I help? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Guard, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
Maybe I am a cook.
You're not. You're a menace. Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the real cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
I'm going to go in there anyway. The phone line is dead.
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Is it true that there was foul play?
Who told you that?
I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
Goodbye, Gart. I'm going into the kitchen now. You shan't be stopping me. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Goodbye, Garachi Kubik. Is the sleepy man still about? No. Alright, just walk right past them. We got all our stuff to do. I noticed that gardener lady's inside. And not out here. There's that guy again. And there's our racist.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
I found this mug in the trash. I think I showed this to him already.
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
You sure that was his racist stuff? Anyway, back to it. Let's sell some of this. We might be able to buy a few things today.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Alright, so we've got 15.53.
Your bottles clunk into the machine,
Ooh,
and the money
180.
appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo? You should buy more alcohol. Enter the
Maybe.
endless cycle of consumption.
Maybe I will. What do we got here? Is that the coat
You
again?
see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice.
Get enough to
A small
stay
cabinet
somewhere.
on the wall is filled with
Oh yeah, that's all that stuff. Is that the drinks?
a colorful display.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health.
Do you sell speed at this establishment?
Huh? Speed. Like, speed. No, Frick doesn't do that.
Oh. She blinks at you bewildered.
Of course not. Frit is an establishment that acts within the law. Is that all, detective?
Oh, I love speed.
Bah. What's the point if they don't even sell the good drugs?
I don't think I need any this stuff.
Is this about the questions again? Because
Yes.
I don't really know anything.
Well, let me ask you this one. Does Frit have a warehouse in the back of Whirling and Rag?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frick does.
Come on, give me something to work with here.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frick doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Thank you, lady. You've been of little to no help once again. Oh, all these protesters are here. I guess we could talk to them early on. Oh. Let me get this. 20 more cents in the money. Alright, who's this big guy here?
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
But what did any of that mean?
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Ah.
Let's talk about our right to work.
What about it, your right to work?
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
I don't know if I'm here to fuck on you, mister. Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
I'm thinking no.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to work! Right to work!
Yeah. I can subscribe to that.
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
What cause are we talking about?
Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And feed their families.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't
Interesting.
trust cops, but I can see you understand the...
Right to work! Right to work!
Let's break this strike, goddammit. Anyway, I have some questions.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here.
Shame on you!
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points a finger at the man sitting on the railing.
So do we, Scott.
The loitering man hollers in return. Who is that guy? Call me Mañana. I want to get into the harbor too.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss?
I'm interviewing people about a murder that took place here behind the hostel cafeteria there.
I know nothing about a murder.
His reply is snappy and terse. Does that mean he knows something about it?
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Why so tense?
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, he's tense. And dangerous. Somewhere below it all.
Oh.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
Sure. Why not?
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side in this local matter.
Pity.
Let us work!
What is a strike?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
What do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we
Have the right to work!
Don't think it's working, man.
When the man moves around, you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape.
How come you're built like a brick shithouse, but the other scabs are so scrawny?
I work hard, and I would work even harder if the fuckers would
Let us work!
Oh ho ho.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Yes, sir. Where are you from, boyo?
What's it to you?
Deep-set suspicion drips from every syllable. Curiosity. Gonna figure out this strike mess.
Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer, where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Sweet, I know bars. Been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem so familiar. I don't really drink, but work has taken me to some. Which one was it? Yeah, let's go for the middle one. I've been thrown out quite a few.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't really remember things well.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
The man is quickly losing interest in talking to you. Who are all these strike breakers?
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
The man runs a hand through his steadily graying military haircut.
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were
Given a job to do!
What exactly is your goal here?
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working if the bastards hadn't shut the gates.
And you're unable to breach the entrance?
Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Wait, head measure. Have you considered storming in? Like all of you? Why don't you just talk to them? Yes, storm in!
Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have that look.
Oh, it's another racist. Fantastic.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home. At least for now. If you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
I might break you guys in for the laugh. I need you to be my champion against Jean-Luc up there.
No! I'm not a fighter. I'm a worker.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave now. Very strange. Any good stuff over here? For me to look at? Nope. Alright, let's go to Call Me Mañana.
Scab?
Asked the man with jolly eyes tilting his head.
What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
Success. Did you just call me a...
No, I said scab.
Oh dear. What exactly is a scab?
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
Hold on, where did they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
Oh my. You don't seem to like them much.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scare. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to them?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
No, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money."
He chuckles and realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
No, not the strife. I've come to Martinez investigating a murder, Mr. Mañana.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
It's actually very fun and easy. You're right, it's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure it'll never get solved. I'll never get solved. It'll never get solved, I think. I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
Interesting. It's day 2 with me. Is that Tuesday? Maybe. Hey, you're the man in boots at the gates. Kuno said you know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So Kuno used us to what, scare you? The probe into the armor, what did you learn? Well, let's start at the top there. I think we can answer both.
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He contemplates taking a swig from his flask.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
The probe into the armor. What did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Hold up, 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlet, boots. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
I'm ambitious. I'm going to find all of it. All the pieces.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay. Let's find all of it.
Yeah, buddy.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you.
Yeah. Thank you for the cooperation, Mr. Mañana.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
I'm looking for assistance with a dead body situation.
Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, sorry. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else from the Union can render assistance.
Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful.
That simple? I just walk in?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Measurehead. I think I met him.
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist up there. Walk right past him,
Right.
then press the button to unlock the door,
Uh-huh.
then go past him again,
Okay.
and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
Nice. For some reason, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that easy.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation,
I did try.
or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Oh. Has anyone here ever bested him in physical confrontation? Has any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview? Yeah, let's ask about the physical confrontation.
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong.
Yeah.
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Oh, they're my fists. Has any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
Another thing.
Sure.
The Measurehead thing didn't go well for me. Could you help me with that somehow?
Sorry. Busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days. Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote controls.
I doubt it.
Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right?
Wait, we have air support? Why didn't you tell me, Kim?
Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those other things.
I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology.
He pats the side of his nose with his index finger.
Something changes in his disposition. a merciful smile in the corner of his eye.
All right, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however.
Yes?
First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically, grovel. That's how I do it. You're welcome.
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Oh god. He flips a coin towards you. Try to catch. This is going to go badly.
The coin narrowly slips by your outstretched fingers and falls to the ground.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to throw it like that. It's a thing we harbor folk do, passing around cargo and such. Was not meant as provocation or ridicule.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi picks up the coin and hands it to you.
I almost had a heart attack.
I'm really sorry, friend. Fritz nearby. Get some Nosa fed. Good stuff. Helps against heart attacks, too.
What's the strike about anyway?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
The big boss, eh?
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Alright, nice talk. Gotta get moving. Alright, back up to Measurehead, the powerful man. Or so this tells me. Coming for you, Measurehead, bio.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Kim, what do you think about this?
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
How do we know there will be a next racist?
There always is.
Race is reality.
Why are you not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
But you're all part of the Union.
The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the Union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Seminoles. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
Luxuriate. What a word. Alright, Mañana give us some hints, so let's see how we can do.
Just try again. This is one of those things where the wise sage wants you to exhibit perseverance.
I want to learn this race theory of yours so that we could become friends.
Do not be naive. I know the answer to the great race enigma. Why would I share it with a deformed infant? You do not have the devotion for servitude.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hit you then. Oh, failed again.
It has happened again. The Titan has your fist locked in his hand, and he's twisting it.
God damn it.
Another fit of criminal rage. Who are you, in your own words?
Degenerate alcoholic.
Good. Now go before you enter cardiac arrest.
God damn
Please,
it.
stop doing this. You are making us look bad.
I will never stop trying to hit this man. Never! I don't know how much money we got from Whatever his name was. Let's see if our buddy has any news for us today.
Still here. Stuck.
No. What about this old lady? Is she still over here? Let's take a look quickly. Any white checks? No. That woman is up there, but I don't think there's anything to be gained from talking to her right now. Okay, let's go talk to this woman on the boat. There's also those guys up there. Did this guy have anything to say to us before? No, he's just saying stuff. Who's this woman? You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one?
Yes? Hello?
Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Drinking with his friends at 9:07?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but... I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
I could totally help you find your missing husband. Is it yourself then? I don't really care if your husband's missing. Maybe you're right. Maybe he isn't missing, indeed. I could totally help you find him.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
It's okay.
What?
It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then. Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
All motorics learning caps raised by 1. And find your heraldic bird. Kuno lied to you. Return and confront him. In we go. Let's see if we can find this book.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the...
No, it's not there. Let's not mess around trying to get this book.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you...
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous...
I'll talk to you in case you know where it is.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I'm looking for a book about cockatoos.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Farewell. This is crime, isn't it?
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly... A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Zurich. Flip through the pages.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
Oh my. So that's what that lady was getting at. What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Well, let me try and steal it.
Slowly, you move your hand toward the tome of cockatoos. Before you reach the book, you're interrupted.
Do we really need to do this? I think not.
Well, maybe I'll read it later. I gotta pay for my
Shelves full of biographies of...
my room first. How much is this
Several
map
maps.
again?
The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
I feel like it's not worth stealing this one. I could probably steal the other one. Let's just buy this map.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Here we go. Map of Martinez. A worn and torn map of Martinez area dating from 48. The title on the top reads Bienvenue à Revachol. It's a bit out of date as it was originally created by a design studio in a failed attempt to spruce up Martinez and turn it into a fancy tourist location. Well, that has miserably failed, let me tell you.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
Okay. I think that means that I now have the map here, yes. So where am I? There's the whirling in rags. There's the big statue thing. There's the gate that we can't get into. What's that big thing? Is there a big cracked egg over near the fisherman shacks? There's the church. There's a big spinny wheel. Oh. Have to be careful down there. Interesting. So, oh, there's the boat that we're trying to get to, and there's the shop that we're currently in. So we'll head on over that way right now, I guess. We've done all here. What else is here?
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Interesting. All right. Well, it's finally time to go and talk to that lady on the boat, and I do believe she's going to keep us for a little while talking about all kinds of things to do with this strike and whatnot. So we shall partake on that excursion when we return to Disco Elysium.